It's that time of the show. We call it Around the Movie Block with The Rock, the Rocco Pasafumi movie review coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Howie. The movie I have for you this week is none other than Quentin Tarantino's long-awaited new movie. It is none other than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. It takes place in 1969 Hollywood during the Golden Age, and it deals with fated television actor Rick Dalton, played by DiCaprio, and his stunt double Cliff Booth, played by Pitt, who strive to achieve fame and success in the film industry during this time. What has been amazing about Tarantino over his long career since he started back in 1992 with Reservoir Dogs is he knows how to take very controversial film, which is like very sensationalized types of violence, and really knows how to tell stories with that in a way where you feel like the violence, you kind of can overlook the violence and you can really see a deeper sense of what's going on with the storytelling. And there is definitely that progress that he's had from Reservoir Dogs to Pulp Fiction to Kill Bill to Inglourious to the last movie he did, The Hateful Eight, and then up to here. This is definitely his most sophisticated movie to date. What I like about this is that he tells a story about Hollywood, a subject that maybe most people may not identify with offhand, but what is great about this is that he knows how to make this kind of story appeal to people. There's a human element to the story with the characters, with Rick Dalton and Cliff Booth. And it's not just the great actors that really propel this with DiCaprio and Pitt and Margot Robbie. It's the fact that, he's not just telling a story about the going-ons of 1969, but it's really also about what happened in 1969. Yes, it's a fictional story, but it relates to a lot of what probably happened back then to how life is now in 2019 and how much has changed. But what I like about this is that you have these characters that are not like the most likable people, but the situations that they go through, particularly with this one scene regarding Bruce Lee and Cliff Booth, and even though there was a lot of controversy with this scene from Bruce Lee's daughter coming out publicly about feeling that her father was kind of misrepresented in this story, feeling that the father comes off relatively arrogant, you get a sense that a lot of this plays into the satire that Tarantino is trying to do with this movie, and I think that's the larger aspect of why this movie is so good. The fact that Quentin Tarantino always is about making larger points, using very exploitative styles of storytelling, and I feel like a lot of this, just continues the great body work he's done up to date. Like I said, he has great actors doing his movies. He really tries to take things that, come off very wild and off, kind of over the top and controversial, but he does it in a way that informs the viewer and makes the viewer think that this is beyond just simple kind of sensationalistic, exploitation kind of storytelling. I really do feel that Tarantino has created another great work here, and especially during a time when you see nothing but sequels and remakes and stuff that just seems like just very tried and true, and you see an original work come out like this. It's definitely one of the most standout movies that's come out of Hollywood during this particular time, when we have Netflix and series and more people tuning to that, the whole Netflix and show. So I think that this is definitely a movie that shows that it's still worth going to the movies to see, and leaving it to Tarantino to continue giving us incredible work on the screen and show us that there are still reasons to go to the movies and see amazing original works on the screen. So I give Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 4 out of 5 stars. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Rocco.
Thank you.
Okay, broadcasting on the beach with Halftime Howie, and I think we can call our show today short and sweet. We missed Brandon and a few others, but what we did do was great. And let's take the totality of what we did this week. Worked with Rocco. We had a lot of great videos, especially with Wesley Walker, DJ Chef. So we did a lot of great videos this week. at the Long Beach International Film Festival, so that was great. And tonight, I think it was really an excellent show. First of all, we had Harvey Wiesenberg with a Wiesenberg perspective. And one thing about Harvey is he always speaks from the heart, and riveting segment as usual, as Harvey talked about being involved with the Elovich Run in tribute to his wonderful friend Larry Elovich, who, like Harvey, was an icon here in Long Beach. And then Harvey talked about what it's like to be involved as a public official, helping the community heal over a tragedy, after a tragedy like Hurricane Sandy. And we love getting Harvey's perspective on that as well. And also, when Harvey has a thought, he makes his opinion known. And I think that next year's Long Beach International Film Festival, I agree with Harvey. I think it would be wonderful if next year's Long Beach International Film Festival had a film about special needs, children with disabilities, or something of that nature. I think that would be wonderful next year. So we, as usual, we love the Wiesenberg perspective, and Rocco did a great job on his movie review. He really loved it, so that was great as well. And folks, I just want to close with this. I have been a lifelong Boston Red Sox fan, and one of the things I've loved about being a Red Sox fan over the years is the Red Sox-Yankee rivalry. And yesterday was the 40th anniversary of the great Yankee Thurman Munson, who passed away in the plane crash. And Thurman Munson truly was a great ball player. And I read a very touching story over the weekend. One of Thurman's closest friends on the team was a Jewish ball player by the name of Ron Bloomberg. They were very, very close friends, and Ron Bloomberg told the story that he once took Thurman to a deli and introduced him to matzo ball soup and pastrami sandwich, and after that, Thurman couldn't get enough of it. And he said when he was injured, the Yankees treated him, Ron Bloomberg was saying, we treated him like a pariah, but Thurman Munson was always there for him. And there's a book coming out by Ron Bloomberg about his relationship with Thurman Munson, so I'm really, really anxious to see that. By the way, Ron Bloomberg made history. 1972, he was the first DH in American League history, in baseball history, to be DH. But Thurman Munson, I truly believe he belongs in the Hall of Fame. He hasn't got in because people felt he didn't play long enough, but to me that's nonsense. He was a winner, he was a warrior, he was a great defensive ball player, he was a clutch hitter. He was the instrumental player that took the Yankees from being a terrible team in the early 70s to being a World Series champion. And I truly believe it was a tragedy that his life was cut short 40 years ago yesterday. But Thurman Munson truly belongs in the Hall of Fame. So wanted just to pay tribute to the great Yankee Thurman Munson, who we lost 40 years ago yesterday. And with that, I wrap with this. My name is Halftime. I want to thank you for your time. Please join us next Sunday for the edition of Halftime. But at this time, we're out of time. See you next Sunday.